introduce you to a new perspective. Something simple, but so powerful, it can change your life. And you've probably all heard of the let them theory, right? Everyone's talking about it. Let them disappoint you. Let them reveal who they really are. Let them make their choices. And then you decide. It's good advice. Don't get me wrong. But I think we're stopping short. What if we didn't just let them? What if we chose to love them, to forgive them, to pray for them instead? I know you're probably all thinking that sounds hard. And you're right. But here's the truth. Do what's easy and life will be hard. Do what's hard and life will be easy. So today, let's talk about why this matters, why it's worth the work, and whose model we should be choosing, the world's or God's. Let's dive in. The world's model says protect yourself, cut people off, don't let them hurt you again, let them walk away if they don't value you. This all sounds reasonable, right? It's all about boundaries and self-preservation. But here's the thing. The world's model leaves out something crucial. It leaves out love. Not that easy feel-good kind of love, but the kind of love that transforms your heart, including your own. God's model, it's different. It doesn't just say, let them. It says, love them when they don't meet your expectations. Forgive them when they hurt you. Pray for them when they don't deserve it. Matthew 5:44 says, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. And it's the key to living a life filled with peace, joy, and abundance. So let's be real. Choosing to love, forgive, and pray for someone who's hurt you, well, yeah, that's going to be hard. It goes against our natural instincts. It's much easier to let bitterness or resentment, apathy, let all of that take over. But here's the truth. Do what's easy and life will be hard. Do what's hard, well, life will be easy. And when you choose love, forgiveness, and prayer, you're not just freeing the other person, you're freeing yourself. Bitterness, it weighs you down. Resentment keeps you stuck. But when you love and forgive, then you're the one who feels lighter. Think about it. Whose model are you following here? The world's model, which says to cut people off and end up holding grudges, or the one who created the world, who calls us to love even when it's hard? What does it look like to love them? Let's dive into that. What does it actually look like in real life? Let's break this down. Number one, loving someone does not mean you agree with their choices or you let them take advantage of you. It just means you treat them with kindness and grace, even when they don't deserve it. It means you don't let their behavior dictate your character. And two, forgive them. Okay, forgiveness isn't about excusing their actions. It's about releasing the hold that their actions have on your heart. Colossians 3:13 says, forgive as the Lord forgave you. Forgave me. What did I do? Well, oh yeah, we're sinners. No, not me. I don't murder or do any of those things. Well, do we envy? Do we have pride? Do we have greed? Do we covet? Are we lazy? Yeah, bet you didn't know. Those were all sins. So we can forgive them of those shortcomings because we see ourselves in those things a little bit as well. Okay, praying for someone who has hurt you. Well, this is one of the hardest but most powerful things you can do. It shifts your perspective. Instead of focusing on how they wronged you, you start seeing them through God's eyes as someone who needs grace and healing just like you do. Not easy. How about the ripple effect of love? When you choose love and you choose to forgive and you choose to pray for others, something incredible is going to happen. You don't just shift your own heart, you shift the atmosphere around you. Think about it. When you walk in a room that's full of anger and bitterness and the tension is palpable, but when you walk in a room filled with love and grace and peace, it's like the entire space just, lightens. That's the ripple effect of godly love. Fruits of the Spirit, they call it. And here's the best part. When you model this kind of love, you inspire others to do the same. Your life becomes a light, drawing people in and pointing them towards something greater. So how do you start? How do you start to do this? If you're ready to live this out, let me give you 3 steps. Number 1, let's take some inventory. Who are you struggling to love or forgive? Name them. Maybe write it down if you need to. Number 2, pray first. Ask God to soften your heart and help you see that person through his eyes. And number 3, take action. Love them in tangible ways. Maybe it's a kind word, a small act of service, or simply choosing not to speak negatively about them. Remember, this isn't about letting people walk all over you. It's about aligning your heart with God's and letting Him work through you. So the world says to let them, but I challenge you to take it a step further and love them, forgive them, pray for them. It's simple, but it's not easy. And that's the point. The greatest transformations in life come when we do hard things, when we follow God's model instead of the world's model. But that's when you have peace, love, joy, and fulfillment. So ask yourself, whose model am I following? And whatever model you're following, let me ask you this, how's it working? Because if you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always gotten. So if you want to live a life that's full of peace and joy and abundance, and you're seeking and you're still reading the books and you're listening to the same scholars and the same academia and the same Harvard Zen people that are coming on the podcast that I'm watching, and it's not working, well, you're going to get the same results. Why not try something new? Maybe God's model.